today, ASIC and the collapse of FTX. Hello again, it's Martin North from Digital Finance Analytics. Well, this post covering finance and property news with a distinctively Australian flavour. Well, the collapse of Sam Bankman-Fried's crypto empire has been swift and chaotic, leaving a group of bankruptcy experts to sift through the rubble. And some of those funds still seem to be on the move, according to the latest reports. Tuesday's first day motions in the US, the hearings in Delaware, in the bankruptcy court there, marked a key moment in the public reckoning. An attorney representing the firm told the court that a substantial amount of FTX's group's assets have either been stolen or are missing. And company advisors are in constant communication with the Justice Department and the Southern District of New York's Cyber Crimes Unit, which has opened a criminal investigation relating to FTX. The US House and Senate have requested that the new FTX CEO John J. Ray III testify at some point in December. And identifiable information of FTX's top 50 creditors are being kept secret at the moment. A hearing to reconsider that is set for December the 16th, and FTX will be back in court for a more comprehensive second hearing in January. Meantime, the total value of the crypto sphere is sitting at a low $804 billion US, and Bitcoin is sitting at around 16,670, back to levels seen in November 2020. Makes you wonder if the past couple of years was just a fever dream. But here in Australia, it appears that once again ASIC has been asleep at the wheel. The Guardian reports that the failed cryptocurrency platform FTX bypassed the regular processes for obtaining a financial services license in Australia, and the industry regulator did not assess its fitness to hold one in the lead up to the company's unprecedented collapse. The Australian Securities and Investment Commission last week suspended the Australian Financial Services Licence for FTX Australia after it went into administration alongside its global parent company, which filed for bankruptcy in the US. The spectacular collapse of FTX and the downfall of its former billionaire founder earlier this month resulted from the cryptocurrency equivalent of a bank run, where questions were raised about its solvency. It was later revealed the company did not have assets worth the billions of dollars claimed. It's estimated the company has around 1 million creditors, with a reported 30,000 customers in Australia alone. FTX obtained an AFSL license, an Australian Financial Services Security license, in December 21, allowing the company, quote, to deal in, make a market for and provide general advice relating to derivatives and foreign exchange contracts to retail and wholesale clients, ASIC said when it suspended the license last week. The company was able to obtain a license through the takeover of a company that already held a license. That was IFS Markets. IFS Markets had been given the license through the takeover of another company, Forex Financial Services, the year before. Dr. Angel Zhong, an associate professor of finance at RMIT, said this was considered a shortcut to obtaining an AFSL without the rigorous checks in place for otherwise obtaining a license. Cryptocurrency exchanges are not currently regulated in Australia beyond Know Your Customer laws, which are designed to counter money laundering. But Zhong said the license would have allowed FTX to provide financial advice and offer other non-crypto products such as foreign exchange contracts or trading derivatives. Zhong said many investors do not know what AFSLs cover and might assume it would cover cryptocurrency exchanges, giving the company more credibility. I think many have this impression that if the company has an AFSL, then they're protected, but in fact, they're not really fully protected, she said. An AFSL gives you the impression, especially for the general public, that it is legal, but what is legal is not the cryptocurrency. It is the general financial product they are otherwise providing. And Dr. Pamela Hannaran, a professor of commercial law and regulation at the University of New South Wales, agreed. There is no doubt that having an AFSL gives people who are inclined to deal with that company more comfort that they would otherwise have. Now, ASIC told The Guardian Australia on Friday the Corporations Act required a company like FTX to notify the regulator when taking over a license. But ASIC does not approve a change in control or receive material to reassess the business model or compliance with the Corporations Act or license conditions. This has previously been recognised as a loophole that might pose problems for financial services licensing in Australia. The 2017 ASIC Enforcement Review Task Force report noted, but did not explicitly recommend, that licensees should provide enough information to ASIC to assess whether the new controllers are fit and proper to control the license, and the licensee continues to be competent to provide the relevant services and to comply with its license obligations. A change to allow ASIC to request information of licensees and determine whether they are still fit and proper to hold a license was implemented in 2020 legislation passed by the Morrison government, but ASIC indicated that the assessment is not automatic when a license changes owner. ASIC does not assess fit and proper persons on the change in control because the licensee does not have a statutory obligation to provide fit and proper checks for ASIC's assessment, a spokesperson said. If we become aware that the licensee does not meet the fit and proper person obligation, as with any other breach of a license obligation, we could take a range of regulatory actions, for example, taking administrative action to have the individual banned or to have the license suspended or cancelled. There was a lack of action on the FTX license despite the fact that ASIC bolstered its cryptocurrency team in March and stated that crypto assets were a core strategic project. Experts agreed that regulating cryptocurrency in Australia was the best path to address uncertainty around the exchanges. They're trying to hit a moving target, and I have some sympathy for that, but I think they should be regulated, Hanran said. They are markets, and I can't see any reason why you wouldn't regulate them the way you regulate other markets. And Zhang said Australians deserve a robust and efficient crypto regulatory framework, first, to protect investors' financial well-being, and second, we also want the sector to grow because I would say the digital finance sector is the future of finance. Legislation to safeguard cryptocurrency custody and to regulate exchanges will be introduced into federal parliament in 2023, and a spokesperson for the Treasurer, Jim Chalmers, told The Guardian Australia the government was hoping to learn from the FTX collapse. We are closely monitoring the fallout from the FTX collapse, including further volatility in crypto asset markets and any spillovers into financial markets more broadly, the spokesperson said. These developments highlight the lack of transparency and consumer protection in the crypto market, which is why our government is taking action to improve the regulatory frameworks while still promoting innovation. Well, that may be right, but again, I think we can see that ASIC is asleep at the wheel here. And of course, waiting for something to go wrong and then trying to deal with it is way too late. There's a major question in my mind about ASIC's role and how it polices these financial markets, indeed crypto markets too. Another thing to add to Andrew Bragg's current investigation, in my view. And meanwhile, 30,000 Australians or thereabout will be wondering whether the money they've thrown into crypto land will ever be seen again. I'm Martin North from Digital Finance Analytics. Many thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.